Okay, I guess I'll just start now. Hello! Here I am, as some anime girl. Just talking, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I just wanted to make a video. Just talking about random shit. Um, this channel usually for voice acting type stuff, but whatever. It's, I guess, gonna slowly turn into a personal channel. Fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I want. Anyway, I just wanted another thing to express myself, a little outlet of things I create. And not worry about, like, oh, I gotta, make this project and then I can put it out there. And I don't know. I've learned a lot this year about myself and different things that I need to change about my life and everything, and perfection is an issue. Being a perfectionist is an issue, so yeah. Like, even before starting this, I was like, okay, where do I sit? Like, does this look right? Do I need to stand or sit? It's like, let's just do this. Like, I just randomly picked this place. It looks nice. I have no script, but I have sort of an idea of what I want to talk about. But anyways, yeah. So, I won't go into too much detail. I don't want to get really personal. But, going through a really tough personal time this year. Like, one of the worst of my life. Crazy. Again, I'm not going to go too personal. But I will say that I am seeing a therapist and everything like that. God, this sounds like a fucking apology video. I'm not apologizing for shit. But, no, I'm just, yeah, it's taught me a lot about looking at a better perspective on my life and everything. And I'm so glad I went to a therapist. I'm so glad one of my friends, you know who you are if you're watching this, like, you might be, I don't know, finally said, like, go see a therapist. I was always like, I don't need one. No, it's for people with real problems. But honestly, at this point, I feel like everybody should get a therapist. Whether you think you're fine or not, it's good to get a professional to analyze and say, hey, look, I'm going to help you guide you to where you need to be. So yeah, it's been a crazy year. At first I thought this was going to be the worst year of my life and everything was just going to go. But now it started out being like, I don't know, things just kind of turned around, and now it's like this year I did one of the greatest things of my life. Insane. It's a really weird year. We definitely needed this. So much has happened in this year compared to the last few years. It's insane. But anyways, I wanted to talk about, like, one of the things I recently realized in my last therapy session, which was, because I was wondering, like, why do I always feel like I need to hurry up with things and all that stuff? And my therapist made me realize the school system, because we're taught to, like, the bell rings, you have to go to class. If you're late for class, you're punished, and all that stuff. And it's just like, there's so many other things too. And maybe I was like, oh my god, maybe that's why I feel like this. And definitely, like, other things, like I worked a job where I have to, like, hurry up and then constantly be working at full speed the whole time. Ugh. There's many reasons I'm in therapy, but it's just like a recent thing. I'm like, oh my god, the school system, yeah. So it's like, so I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna look through an article and see, like, there's other people I can relate with on this, which pretty much everybody in the world, but come across an article, I'm just like, oh my god. And you go through this list, and like, that makes so much sense. Like, why I'm so scared of really thinking about something before I say it. I'm afraid of being wrong and looking like an idiot. You're taught that in school. It's like, hey, raise your hand if you know the answer. Like, aha, you're right. And also kind of like a perspective of like, there's only one correct answer. There's no other different ways to think about something is also kind of what we've been taught in our school system. I guess in the U.S. school system. I don't know about like other parts of the world, but I'm from the U.S. and I know how this system works, so that's what's affecting me. It could be different other places, could be the same, could be similar. I don't know, but yeah, there's that. Another thing that wasn't in the list that I was kind of like really kind of scratching my head over is like why we're taught that being loud is a bad thing. Because like, yeah, there's a time and a place. Like, use your inside voices and stuff like that. Like, once you go outside, you can be loud. Just like, I remember in elementary school, we had this like stupid fucking like traffic light thing on the wall. And if everybody in the cafeteria was too loud, the alarm would go off or whatever. And then it would scare us and everything, and we'd get in trouble if we were too loud during our meal, our lunch. And I just realized, just like a few minutes ago, like, why? Why are we taught that? Because like I get it. You don't want to be loud in a classroom where everybody's trying to take a test or focus and stuff. But it's like, this is during a break. Everybody's eating, taking a break from schoolwork and everything. Why do you need to be quiet? Why punish kids for being loud in that instance? I don't understand that. It's like, and then we grow up as adults and we're too scared to, well, say our opinions. We're afraid we'll feel like an idiot in front of people. Don't want to be wrong. Don't want to be loud. There's just these things in school. It's not the only culprit, but it's definitely a big one because we start at a very young age until we're literally adults, 18, and then graduate, if we're lucky enough. We graduate. And it's just something that's like conditioning our brains to say like, oh, this is the way we have to think and all that stuff. Just, ugh. It's like, why not, like back to the being loud and stuff like that, like why not have a time, besides like recess and going outside and being loud, like why not have a time inside where you're allowed to be loud? It's like, what's the issue? It's like, you should be able to have times where you can be loud when you want to and be quiet when you want to, not just because you have to. Like, I was also like looking at videos of YouTube channels called Julian himself, and that kind of taught me. So that probably what sparked up why we're kind of taught to be quiet. And just, yeah, that kind of made me think of that. Just like, why? Like, the only thing I can really think of is like, oh, some people might get overwhelmed because it's too loud and everything. It's like, well, just have them have a space that can go somewhere else. Like, oh, it's too loud here. Ugh, making me uncomfortable. Let me go somewhere else and eat. Just have that. Like, why punish everybody for being loud? It's like, I feel like as a human, we should have the ability to be loud when we want to. In certain circumstances. You don't want to be in a waiting room or something and then just start screaming. Like, no, that's inappropriate and everything. But like, if you're at home or something and you just want to like just cheer and be loud and everything, you should be able to do that without being like, oh, what if somebody hears me? Oh no, what if a neighbor hears me, or my parents hear me, or my roommate hears me, or something like that. It's like, I don't know. Some people, obviously, this didn't affect them as kids, but someone like me, it did. But, yeah. So many things I'm learning. And that's another thing, like, learning is, in the list, it was talking about, like, how you're chosen what to learn. That does make sense, because, like, there's some things that you really do need to learn in school. You probably don't want to learn about it, but it's important. It's also, like, I didn't like learning until after school. And I was like, why is that? Why is it now that I like learning? Where was this when I was in school? This would have been much better. And it's because I had the freedom to learn what I wanted to learn and when I wanted to learn it. I was also talking to my therapist about, like, she was telling me that there's a school system somewhere, I don't remember where she said, but it was basically more of an individualized system. Instead of like, okay, everybody in this classroom is going to learn at the same pace, same thing, same everything. But in this school system is like, okay, this kid is learning pretty fast. This kid, well, maybe today they don't want to learn anything. So we won't give them anything today. Because, yeah, kids can get stressed too. And today just not a good day to do that. And, yeah, this kid learning at a different pace, this one learning a slower pace, this one's learning some other subject at the moment where this one's learning math. But stuff like that. And then that kind of seems good, but also it's like, what if a kid abuses the system, you know? They're saying like, oh, I don't want to work today. That's perfectly fine. We get it. Next day, I still don't want to learn. Next day, I still don't want to learn. Blah, blah, blah. Just like, then that's where it fails. But that doesn't mean we abolish it completely. It just means we gotta think of a different way to come up with that. So like, just make it, still have some strictness to it. No need to take the strictness completely out. There needs to be a balance. That's also something she said, like some kind of balance. Which you can say with a lot of things in life. But, yeah. So there's that. Also wanted to talk about YouTube and Twitch without getting too personal. This is something that really fucked me up. Because, long story short, I've had a number of YouTube channels in the past, and, ever since I was in high school. So, like, around 15, 16, I started, like, really getting into, like, the YouTuber thing, and, like, wow, Smosh is making these videos, this channel's making these kind of blah 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 and all that stuff, and like eventually down the line PewDiePie and blah blah blah. And it's like, I love this. And I loved making videos and stuff, and then got to a point like, wait, you can make money from it? Oh cool, this could be my career. And blah blah blah. And I'd say like at first YouTube was a great place. And then over the years it kind of like, not kind of, it really changed. Like advertisers coming in, just like different plays, and then thumbnails, custom thumbnails, and clickbait, and all that stuff. And it's so different now. It's so different. And, again, without getting too personal and stuff, it was something that's consumed my life since I was a teen. I mean, I haven't constantly been at it every single day, but it's definitely been, like, something that was in my mind. Like, I have to do this, or else I won't be happy with my life. So for that, you can kind of see where it's kind of getting in the really personal territory, but... You know, I'm 31 years old. Believe it or not, even though I have the voice of a cartoon character. But, yeah, just, man, so many years of just, like, trying to make it happen and all that stuff, and it's just, and it definitely got harder as the platform evolved, because, like, back then, nobody knew what YouTube was. Nobody, just, like, a really niche thing. And it's like, have you heard of this person? Like, who's that? Like, someone on YouTube. Like, what's YouTube? And it's like, oh, there's not very many people on here. They're not a celebrity. Nowadays, there's a bunch of celebrities. But nowadays, and then back then, like, you can make something and have, like, a growing audience and everything. Nowadays, you make 1 million subscribers, that's like nothing now. Nothing. It's definitely something. That's a lot of people, but like back then there'd be like the big guys are like, oh, they made to 1 million subscribers. Wow. But nowadays it's like, oh, this random channel has 1 million subscribers. Okay. But now the really big ones are hundreds of millions or whatever. But anyways, it's changed a lot. And now it's like way more competitive. And it's just, you go around and you just get this vibe that, and I'm guilty of this too, that people are just doing it for the money. And it's like, for me personally, it's like, I kept on to this idea because it's like, yes, this is a really fun thing to do, is make something, put it up on YouTube, have people enjoy it and entertain. I love entertaining people. So, of course I fell in love with it. But then, I just wanted to keep that and everything. And then also the idea of like, I can get paid to do this and it could be my job and I don't have to work at this fucking pizza place and personal stuff. Not going to go into that. Really, really bad thoughts and not enjoying life. It's like, I got to get to this YouTube thing because when I was in high school, it made me really happy and stuff. And if I can just do that for the rest of my life, well, of course I'm going to be happy. But then, of course, again, it got more competitive and everything. And it kind of slowly transitioned into like, okay, I need to do this to get views. I need to do this to stay noticed. I need to maintain this to maintain my audience, and that way nobody leaves me and my numbers don't go down and everything. Because if that happens, my dream is gone. And it's like, at that point, there's no more fun. There's no more like, ooh, I just have a cool idea, let's go make it. And now turn into, is this idea good enough for everybody? Is this idea going to be popular? Is it going to get me views? How long is it going to take me to get views? Is it profitable? Blah, 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 and all that stuff. Is it the current topic? Is it what's happening right now? Do I need to make a YouTube short to promote it better? How often and what places do I need to tell my viewers to subscribe to me and like the video and go follow me on Twitter and fucking throw me a bunch of fucking money on Patreon? Like, then it's no more longer fun. It's not the thing that I fell in love with. And then it's just the beginning of this year, just like, I don't know, I keep saying this, but not too personal, but just had like this meltdown. Just like realization. Like a friend helped me like snap out of it too. And this like relates to Twitch as well. Like streaming my games and stuff. Like, I'm gonna make it on there. And it's gonna be so fun. Because playing games and entertaining people. That's two things I love to do. And now there's a chance to get paid for it. And I've got paid before on Twitch before. So it's like, it gives it like that little small chance, like, oh, here it is. This is the beginning, which is not, but it's kind of bleeds in with the YouTube thing too. Like getting noticed, being good enough, and all that stuff. And then of course competitiveness, because like there's so, like everybody and their mother has a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel basically, so yeah. So it's like, a friend helped me realize it, and it just like I got hit by a train. And it's like, I hate that you're right, but you're absolutely right. And at that point, I really fucked with my head. It's like, I spent so much of my time with this stuff. Then I went to college. I went to a community college, and I was gonna work on my degree in computer science and everything. And I thought, like, well, this doesn't make me happy. Like, YouTube makes me happy and stuff like that. Just like, I don't know, I try not to beat myself up about all the wasted time and stuff, but definitely not wasted. I've learned stuff on the way. I'm still learning stuff on the way. I'm going to continue learning things my entire life. I think it's just part of life is learning. But, yeah, where was I? Like, competitiveness, like YouTube, yeah, I was just like, realizing that what I'm doing is a really bastardized, I guess that's the right term, version of what I fell in love with and what's enjoyable about YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and nowadays with YouTube, it's just, everybody's just so focused on having the best thumbnail, having the best video title, keeping people's attention and everything for the sake of, like, getting those views up. Obsessing over the analytics, like, oh, at this percentage, they stopped watching. Oh, I need to change this and make it better why? So more people will continue watching it? Or so you can enjoy what you make more, which is probably not that reason. Because if you were enjoying what you're making, you wouldn't be looking at these numbers and this graph and all that stupid shit to improve it. I don't know, it's just, it's just like a business to everybody now. It's like there's no passion. There's no bloody passion, mate. I was like, that's supposed to be Gordon Ramsay? I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's just, everybody's doing it to get noticed. I'm guilty of it. A lot of people are guilty of it. You could be guilty of it. That's fine. But it's just, people make mistakes. I make mistakes. It's just like, that's all I really see now. It's like nobody just uploads a video because they want to. Like, that's why I'm making this video. Just, I want to. Is it gonna make me money? No. I've never made money with YouTube anyway. Is it gonna lose me subscribers? Maybe. I don't know. I don't even look at the numbers anymore. I hide them. I use extensions. I use uBlock and remove video views, likes, dislikes, even on my own videos. For many reasons. Like, one, I don't want to see a video like, oh, this has 1 million subscribers, yeah, millions of views and stuff. They're better than me. Like, I don't want that shit. That's fucking with my mentality. I don't need that. The only thing I see is the amount of comments I have on videos. That way I can have, like, a direct thing with somebody. Like, oh, someone commented. I can have some direct interaction with them and not just like, oh, this has 5 likes on it from people that I'll never see. It's like, it's not good to have something that like kind of jerks your ego, I guess. It's like, oh yeah, 5 likes on this, baby. Oh, 15 likes, wow. A dislike? The fucking world is against me. It's like, I don't need that shit. And before I go on a tangent about social media and stuff, let me try to get back to this YouTube thing. Okay, so it's like, yeah, like, people are worrying about sponsorships, like, have this stupid thing on the screen where it shows the subscribe button and the bell, and you know what it is, and it's like, ding! It's like, it's fucking stupid. And then they'll, like, the YouTuber voice or the influencer voice, hey guys, what's going on? Today we're gonna talk about blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, slow down there, Sonic the Hedgehog. I just wanted to learn about this thing. And now you're here, fucking jump cutting everywhere, and then having a stupid sponsor I don't even care about. Thank you, Sponsor Block. An extension, not an actual sponsor. You should look into that. It's like, I think that's what it's called. It's like Sponsor Block, and it just like automatically skips whenever a video talks about a sponsor or a bunch of other things too. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend it. But yeah, just plastered with sponsorships and hey, let me talk in this fake voice and like the video. Hey guys, be sure to hit the bell. Blah, blah. There's a reason it's fucking memed upon. It's fucking stupid. Oh, God. Yeah, hopefully I'm really getting my feelings across about how I feel about that. It's like, I remember YouTube used to be broadcast yourself, and now it's just advertise yourself. Well, I mean, like, have the advertisers advertise themselves on your videos. And it's just other people were like, yeah, I want to get paid to do this, so I will sell my soul to the advertisers. And just bend over and then conform and everything. It's just, why can't people just make shit just to make shit and not do it for money? It's like, I get it. It sucks working at a fast food place or wherever you may be working, retail or something like that, but it's like, we need to put more excitement into better education. Like, recently I got back into my journey with computer science. I'm planning on being learning to be a QA tester and seeing how that goes, because that seems like something interesting to me. So yeah, a happy character arc or whatever, like a character development. It's like I went to college or community college for computer science, and then I dropped out, but now I'm back on track. It's just, I had to drag my balls across broken glass to find out, like, hey, this is a bad idea. I thought I was gonna like my balls across broken glass, but apparently it's painful. Yeah, life's about making a bunch of mistakes. That's another thing about that list. That school system list. School fucking sucks list. That's not what it's called, but I'm gonna call it that. It's like, they don't teach you that failure is okay. Because it's like, oh, you have to have this grade in order to pass this class. Like, oh, you had a failing grade? That's horrible. You're gonna... I don't know why I'm typing. Ooh. It's like, oh, you failed this? Well, now you have this thing to do, this detention, blah, blah, blah. You get heavily punished for it. It's like... And this is a grading system, like, you got an A, 100. Oh, you got a B. Should have been an A. A C. oh, that's really bad. That needs to be a B. And then that B needs to be an A. It's just like, it's a thing that teaches you to be a perfectionist. Like, I don't know about you, but definitely me. I just became a perfectionist, and this year I'm like undoing that. Like, trying not to be perfect about things. Like, it's okay if something's not perfect, because perfection does not exist. And this stupid school system is trying to teach that to kids. It's got to be like something in school that, there's a lot of things in school, but like, just teaches you that failure is okay. If failure is a good thing, because one, you learn to be okay with failing, because you're gonna fail at a ton of shit throughout your life. A ton of shit. And in that article, I was giving an example, something I can't really relate to, because I didn't make straight A's all the time. Sometimes I did. Sometimes it kind of fluctuated, but I get A's, B's, stuff like that. Sometimes C's. It shows my perfectionist side and trying to get those grades up. But never really like straight A's. Anyways, the article was talking about like, so yeah, kids that do really good in the school system get straight A's and everything throughout. And you think like, wow, they're going to make it really good in life. But they get to college, they get 1B, and then suddenly their fucking life is over. To them. Because it's like, they don't know how to deal with failure. This is their first time exposed to failure. So it's just like, I don't know, just like something that must be really hard to deal with. Like, it's hard for me to deal with failure, so like, imagine that. And I'm a perfectionist, so it's like, yeah, failure is a good thing, because like I said, like I was trying to get to, and then I kind of like went off the rails. Hey, I'm a perfectionist. This is a good thing. Yeah. Become okay with failure. To get used to that, because it will continue happening throughout life. And two, you can learn from it. You can learn from your failure. So it's good to fail. Awesome. Oh yeah, I was gonna go on a rant about social media and stuff like that. So, I guess I'll kind of go on a different tangent. Maybe I'll start with like facing my fears, which is something everybody should definitely do. Fears have held me back from a lot of things in my life. So much. It's like, because I have an anxiety disorder and everything. Something that I've suffered through my whole life and stuff. And it's definitely, anxiety is definitely a mechanism for like fear and stuff. Like, this is causing me anxiety in this life and death situation. I need to do something about it. And the easiest thing to do is run. That's going to save me from this predator. And the problem with that is that whole fight or flight response is now in modern society for sometimes mundane things. And sometimes things where it's necessary to do it even though you're afraid. And it's just, you get so used to living with fear and this whole like cycle of anxiety, and it's like, I notice that when I'm anxious about this sort of topic, if I avoid it, I feel better. And then you just kind of like, you don't want to feel that those bad feelings, so what do? You avoid it. But the thing is, it's just going to make it worse. Because you won't get to a point where you're brave enough to face that. And then in your mind, just like, why would you? Because when you avoid it, you feel good. And the thing is, it comes back again. Maybe even worse than last time. And the thing is, like, what do? Well, it's a cycle of anxiety. I don't remember, like, exact steps, but what you want to do is sever that cycle. That way it can't come back. And then now you have a new step in life and stuff like that. But anyways, facing your fears. It's a great thing. I had a friend recently who invited me to her place in Seattle for a week. And it's definitely something I wanted to do. And I was going through like all the things, like, okay, there's so many pros to this. Not really any cons. The only thing that was really holding me back was fear. The only reason I don't want to do this is because I'm scared. Because I've never traveled on my own. I've never done this, never done that. What if this happens? What if that happens? And stuff like that. But then, I just went for it. I was absolutely fucking terrified out of my mind. And I just like, whenever I was just going through airport security and stuff, I was in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck am I doing this right now? How the fuck am I here? What the fuck is going on? Then after getting through airport security, the anxiety started to go down a bit. Get on my first flight, get through that, anxiety going down, next one, yeah. Then I finally meet up with her and another friend, and this is one of the things that was like one of the greatest things of my life. It's like, long story short, I want to move to Seattle one day, because like that compared to where I live now is just insane. I can't believe there's a place like that in the world. Crazy. So many generous people. Anyways, face your fears. And then during the trip, there was a point where I didn't really use my phone that much. And then kind of talking with friends and stuff, and just talking about like social media and like how, like, everybody pretty much knows like the evils of social media and stuff, and how they want to keep you on the platform and everything like that, and the likes and the favorites and the sharing and the follower number. And it's just like there's just one point where I was like, yeah, okay. And I wrote on Twitter that I'm gone. No longer on Twitter. I'm going to keep it up because I have shit posts on there and I'm sure people enjoy. So I don't want to delete it, but yeah. I'm gone from Twitter. Oh, sorry. That was Discord. Hopefully I don't get a bunch of bleeps. Might be a friend. Oh no, I think she's doing something else. It's probably somebody else that's not on your chat. Anyways, yeah, it's been pretty good not being on Twitter. I can go on so much about why Twitter is bad, but basically the same as why any social media is bad. So yeah, I did that. And also with YouTube, like I said before, I've hidden like numbers for like views, for likes, for all that stuff that has you compare yourself to other people. Analytics page, not even accessible. Related videos for YouTube, I also don't see that. So there's no, I can't just accidentally like, oh, look at that video on the side. I'm going to click on that. Or I see a video on the side like, oh, that makes me angry. That's going to upset me for the rest of the day. Or see something else, like, oh, that's so stupid, or like this, like, I want to watch that, and it's like, so also hiding the related videos and everything, and hiding like the home page. So if I go to the home page, it's completely empty. But if I go to my subscriptions, I see my subscriptions. So now I don't accidentally come across a video that will upset me. I won't come across a video that puts me down a rabbit hole and then wastes a bunch of time. I could be doing something productive or something fun, but doesn't feel like I'm wasting my life or something like that. I'm just like, I don't know. I have so many fingers, so little fingers, so many things to list for that. Why that's a good thing. So basically now for YouTube, I just have my subscriptions. And I have the search bar. But it's like, now I just watch what I want. I'm not having something filtered to me. It's like, you probably like this. And just scroll through, and even if you don't watch a video, you're just like scrolling through, scroll, and you still waste time scrolling. When you could be doing something else, like playing a video game or something. Instead of watching somebody else play a video, which is fine. But I feel like moderation is a good thing. Like, I still watch Vinny Vinesauce play video games because I enjoy watching him. Really down-to-earth person, doesn't have the fake influencer voice. My kind of content. Yeah, definitely moderation with that sort of stuff, and then do something that you're actively doing as well. And because I've ditched social media and condensed YouTube down to a more my type of thing. I only watch what I want to watch. You don't suggest anything to me, I'll look for it type of thing. I have so much free time now. And first thing you might say is like, oh, that's a great thing. But my brain is so used to having constant stimuli that now there's moments of where I'm not doing anything, and it's weird. Like, my brain is still adjusting to that. It's like, what did I do when I was a kid? I played a lot of video games. I guess I got to get back into that. Which is great. It's like, I'll be on my phone instead of being like, okay, let's spend a few hours just looking at random YouTube videos. It's like, turn my phone off because there's nothing else to do. And just kind of sit there and like, what do I do right now? Like, I have to choose what to do. Shit! I don't know how to do that anymore. And so, that's something I'm dealing with. It's like, what do I do? And there'd be times like, I recently got a Game Boy Advance SP, and then I have like this little emulator thing into it, so I have like a bunch of games on it. Like, I guess I'll play a game. And I'd have it right next to my bed, so emergency entertainment, because I know my phone's gonna bore me. So then I play that, and then also been playing games on my computer as well. Usually I would just watch a bunch of YouTube or play Rec Room, which Rec Room is fun, but it's like, that's the only thing I would play. But now I'm playing more games. And so, yeah. This is definitely the right choice. Absolutely. My mentality is much better. I mean, there's a bunch of factors why my mentality is better, because therapy and doing a bunch of other stuff, but this is another thing recently that's a really good step into the right direction. Like a recent choice I made that's really healthy and everything. So yeah, now I'm just dealing with the aftermath of that, getting adjusted to things. So there's that. And yeah, continuing to better. And I haven't really talked about it, but a little bit. I have a Fiverr, and I do some voice acting stuff and everything. And I got to a point where I actually have a client on a weekly basis. So each week I get 2 scripts, and then I voice the character, send it off to them. I get paid for it. It's pretty nice feeling. It's like, now I don't get paid very much for it, but it's like, it's still cool to say like, I'm getting paid to do maybe my favorite thing ever, and I'm getting paid for it, even if it's like a little bit. That's awesome. And it's like, that's another thing. There's like so much shit that I've learned this year. So much shit. If you haven't, you can read or listen to the audiobook of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Changed my fucking life. I'm so grateful for that. It was I remember his name. I think his name is Mark something. Absolutely wonderful. But like, basically, one of the big key takeaways is that you choose the fucks you give. Why put your fucks in the wrong place? And another key point of it was, shit, I just had a brain fart. I had it there and just like slipped away. Damn it. Oh, like, to realize you're going to have stresses throughout your entire life, no matter what path you take. There's going to be some stressful moments. And for goals that you want, there's going to be certain stresses. So the key here, find the stresses you enjoy. So like a good example, which he actually said, and something I can relate to, there's a point where I wanted to learn to play guitar and everything. Thought that would be fucking badass. Who wouldn't think that's badass? But the thing is, I didn't like the stress of having to learn chords, or having to practice, or learn scales, or learn this and that, and all that stuff. I just wanted to get to the destination of already knowing it. I wanted to get to the end result. But the problem is, you need to find something where you'll also enjoy the journey, enjoy the stresses, and then say, like, are these stresses worth it to get to the end goal? No? Then don't do it. If the stresses are worth it, continue it. And voice acting is definitely something like that. I've gone through so many different stresses and everything, but it's like, the whole journey's been great. Like, I love just making a dumb fucking voice and then using that. And now there's people that like my voices that I do so much they're willing to pay me. And I mean, like, that's not an end goal for me for the voice acting stuff. It's not. It's definitely a cherry on top of this really giant sundae, but it's definitely an awesome thing. And something I really wanting to get at is that another kind of, I guess, philosophy, I don't know. Just a question that I came up with. It was a simple question that I've asked myself. And I was like, if I knew I would absolutely not be paid to do this thing, would I continue to do it? And then if the answer was no, like, I don't expect to be paid to do this. If I never expect to get paid a single penny to do this, would I continue to do it? Sure. I'll continue to do it because I enjoy it. Then that's something you need to continue doing in your life. But it's like, this is for like passion type stuff, basically. So I asked myself for like Twitch streaming. If I knew I would not get paid a single penny for Twitch streaming, would I continue doing it? And I was just like, no, actually. And that like really opened my eyes. Like, fuck, I'm doing this for the money. Like, sure, there's aspects of me that loves to entertain people and stuff like that, but it's like, it's not worth the stress, like looking at all the numbers and getting noticed and continuing and maintaining all that stuff. It's not worth the stress of all that stuff unless I get paid and stuff like that. So it's like, and that's not worth it. And then the same with YouTube. Like, at least like the way I was going about it at the time, if I knew I was never going to get paid if I was never going to get paid for the type of videos I was making, the way I was editing them, the way I was putting the thumbnails and all that stuff, I would not continue doing that because that's not fun. I was just trying to do that to make money. It was not fun to me. So, yeah, I'm kind of going off track here, but like, with voice acting. Okay, let's get back on track. With voice acting, here's that question again. If I knew I would never get paid to voice act or never get paid to do this, I would never make it, it would not be my career, would I continue doing it? Yes, absolutely. I love voice acting. I'm of course going to continue doing that for the rest of my life. So I absolutely love it. It's just I don't even know. I can't describe it. It's like, I love doing that. I love making different voices. I love creating like little characters and stuff like that. It's something I enjoy, and it's like, if I don't make it, cool. If I do make it, cool. It's like I win either way. It's just a really nice feeling when you have something like that in your life, where it's like, I'm doing this because I want to do it. There's no like forceful nature behind it, like, oh, you have to keep this up so you can make money, or you have to keep this up because blah blah blah, you have to. It's just like, I want to do this, so I'm going to do it. But I mean, of course I'm going to try. I have a Fiverr. Of course I'm going to try to make something out of it. But the difference is now, like with the YouTube and Twitch and stuff, it's not going to put me in like a big depressed mood. Like deeply depressed. Again, personal stuff. It's not going to put me in that mood because either way I'm going to be happy. And then also a big lesson. Because I was saying earlier, you might have caught it, where I was saying, like, I have to do YouTube or else I won't be happy and stuff like that. And and I've been realizing, it's like, there's other ways to be happy in life. You shouldn't have this pinpoint focus thing, like, you have to do this to be happy. If you don't do this, you will never be happy. And stuff like that. And you could probably tell why. Part of the reason why this really fucked with me, and kind of still does. It's just, yeah, you gotta realize there's so many things out there in life that you can do. And life is not going to be, maybe not everybody feels this way, but I definitely do with like how my brain is wired and everything. It was like, where I have like pinpoint focus and like a strict kind of schedule or something, and expectation for something. Stupid perfectionist shit. There's like, you have to realize that plans and stuff don't always work out, and life is very dynamic. Things can just change Well, things do change all the time. And I don't want to say you have to be prepared for it, because that kind of insinuates, like, setting up a plan, but it's just like, you have to realize that so many different things in life can happen. There's unpredictable things in life, and that's scary, but that's life. There's so much unpredictability, and some humans, like myself, are control freaks, so we want to know, we want to predict and have exact evidence of this happening, or the exact evidence that this will happen. We want to know exactly what's going to happen, but that's not how life works. There's so much unpredictable shit in life. Things constantly change, and a lot of us like to try to stop things from changing, but that's not possible most of the time. You can, but it's like, yeah, probably not a good quality to have to stop something from changing, especially something you can't control. But yeah, I think I went off the rails again, which is okay. It's okay to not be perfect with things. Like, I came in here without a script. It's cool. But hopefully I said everything I wanted to say about that topic. About how things don't need to be set to plan and everything. Oh, the happiness thing, yeah. So, like, so many things can happen in life. Why bet everything on one thing making you happy? When that thing could change, your opinion could change about it. Something could not work out with that thing. Just be happy with a bunch of things. Explore life. Discover things. Do this thing. Realize how much you like it, how much you hate it, and stuff like that. I got to a point where, for reasons, just like, especially after like realizing like the YouTube and Twitch things, like there's a very low chance of this happening because there's so much competition. It's like basically winning the lottery. You gotta be lucky. So it's like, okay, what are things I know how to do? Okay, let me do this, let me do that, let me do that, blah, 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 blah. Again, the whole rushing myself. I felt like I had to hurry. We're gonna miss my chance with something. But that was not a mistake either. Because, like, I was failing. Because, one, I'm not supposed to rush myself. There's so many reasons that's bad, but we can go on that for hours. Kind of already did. But, fuck. Where was I? Oh yeah, just having all those different things. That was actually a good thing. Like being messy and failing with all that stuff. Like, one example, I know how to do 3D modeling and stuff. I took a tech class while I was in high school. Like, went off to a different school and then learned about 3D modeling and animation and stuff. So I started learning about 3D modeling, and then I definitely learned a lot more on my own. Funnily enough, it's another lesson. A bunch of shit I can get into with that. A big tangent about, like, the best way to learn is to get your hands dirty. Anyways, learn how to 3D model and stuff. I found the parts for this avatar and then put her together, and then bada bing bada boom, she's moving now. And I've made original creations as well, and rigged up and all that cool stuff. Like, I know how to make something, put a skeleton into it, make it move, animate it, all that fun stuff. I was kind of thinking, like, oh, I know how to do that. I have a few years of experience in that. That could be a career path. Like, let me work on that, blah, blah, blah. And let me work on this, blah, 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 blah. And the good thing about that was, like, a lesson in just because you can do something doesn't mean you have to do it. So I realized, yeah, I can do 3D modeling. Yeah, I can do textures. I can do UV mapping, all this weight painting and all that stuff. But are the stresses in that path worth it to get to the end goal? No. Definitely not. Not for me. Not for me. Oh, man. It's like, like, with 3D modeling and stuff, the happiest point I had with this model was the end result. I was like, I feel so accomplished. Here it is. It's great. Making it, though, or making it, that's going to kind of be debatable since I grabbed all the parts and stuff. It's like, but like, doing all the work to get it to be what it is. That process, so many headaches, so much frustration. There's points where I had to like go back several hours of work that I fucked up because of a mistake or something like that, or I had to redo shit. I don't know. There's like one thing just like that I really an aspect that I really respect out of it is like I can really get sucked into it and really focus my time with it and not get distracted, which is also kind of unhealthy because of skip meals. But anyways, yeah, it's like not worth it. Not worth the stresses to get to the point. And so like I want to use this avatar as much as possible, or I'll find a different one. I understand why people commission other people for avatars. It's like, even if you know how to do it, I still don't blame you. It's just, I don't know. It's not worth the stresses, basically. Not worth the stresses. But I could also, like, break it down to, like, what aspect of 3D modeling do I hate the most and what do I like the most and stuff like that, but no, it's just not really my thing. Definitely the worst part is working with mesh and everything. That's my least favorite. I'd much rather animate than create the mesh and how it looks and everything. That's basically how I am, because I'm in computer science. I want to get into programming and stuff like that. I'm not really an artist at all. I don't enjoy drawing. I don't really enjoy 3D modeling. I can do it, but I don't really enjoy it. It's not my passion. I love to sing. I love to voice act. I like to create things. I like to solve problems. That's why I want to be a QA analyst. I love solving shit. Yeah, anyways, back to the thing about like, oh, do this, that. And just like so many things. Like the process of like hurting myself wasn't a good thing, but me exploring different fields and stuff and finding out what I want to do was a good thing. And I think because of that little like fight or flight, I gotta figure something out or I'm not gonna have enough money and then I'm gonna be homeless and die in the streets or something. I apologize. Didn't mean to go too dark. This like was a good thing because then I explored my options and everything, kind of reevaluated myself and say like, hey, YouTube and Twitch, most likely not going to happen. Definitely not something to look forward to, or look something to sink my time into. Definitely need to learn a skill that's employable. Someone can hire me for. And so I kind of went on that the crazy like, oh, I gotta figure something out. Oh shit. Yeah, maybe doing that helped maybe realize again that I need to get back into computer science and just I was telling myself years ago, like, this is not going to make me happy. But I think it's because of the approach I had to it. Now I have a different approach to it, and I have that spark again. So cool. So, yeah. Other stuff as well. Other kind of like skills sets and all that stuff I was kind of working towards. But, yeah, basically been finding out where I put my fucks and where the fucks should not be. And there's a ton of other shit I've learned. Like, specifically, even just specifically with where I put my fucks and everything like that for mental health. There's so much that's happened this year. It's crazy. Yeah. My throat is getting sore. Do I have any water in here? Let me see. Oh, it's empty. God damn it. But yeah. Yep. I think I should probably end it here. Awesome. And this is going to make me feel good because I've got some content on my YouTube channel. And for some reason, that makes me happy. I don't know why. I'm not really going to get anything out of this. No money. I don't even know how many people are going to view it. Don't know how many people are going to like it. I don't look at that shit anymore. But it's just the satisfaction of knowing I made something and put it out there. Even if it's just me talking to a virtual camera in a virtual body. I don't know, just something about it just makes me feel good. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what makes me feel good. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to continue working on myself. I'm going to continue my studies for computer science and all that fun stuff. Work on my goals for the future. And continue striving for a fun, happy, and healthy life. Thanks for watching this. I guess I'll see you around for whatever the fuck I decide to make. What am I gonna make? I don't know. Life is full of surprises. And I'm sick of working with schedules and planning things out. Still important, but I want to do a lot less of that. Yep, that's about enough for me. Let me just end this recording now. Thanks for watching.